Hello there, I'm Sconchulus, and this is TEPPEN Deck Tech, where I present to you decks that are fun, strong, or interesting. Today we are playing one of the classic combo decks of TEPPEN, Sigma Turbo. This deck has been around for a while, ever since Haunted by Memories released with our signature card, but that was 5 sets ago. In the time since then, this fan-favorite deck has somewhat struggled to keep up with the current meta, and has largely fallen out of favor. Until now. With the most recent patch came a little gift from Capcom in the form of a significant buff to Wesker's Bringer of Nightmare, which previously would search one card with Revenge active, but now also lowers its MP by 1, giving it +1/+1. This might be just the push the deck needed to bring it back into relevance. If you're unfamiliar with the deck, I will explain everything in the card by card, but this is one of those decks that just makes sense. I mean, look at it. I think you could play this without reading a single card and still have a perfectly good time. Some decks just make sense. Anyway, starting with the star of our deck, we have Civilization Rebel Sigma. A 4-drop 2/4 when we play him the first time, who becomes a 2-drop 4/8 the next time we play him, and after playing him 8 times will become a 7/11 with heavy pierce. We can recycle Sigma an endless number of times, and once he's the last card in our deck, he will go right back to our hand anytime he's defeated. And before that, we can always search him at any time with our hero art. Unfortunately, as strong as Sigma is, a single one of him is just not enough to win us the game, which is why we intend to spread the Sigma virus using our next card, Possessing Malice. Thanks to Sigma's unique interaction with this card, anytime we use it on him, we will not only put that Sigma back in our deck, but make a brand new copy as well, allowing us to completely saturate our deck with Sigma. Malice can also be used as niche disruption, but unless you have no other option, you should always be using it on Sigma. To ensure we get to Sigma, we have 3 copies of Summon Minions, which costs 2 life and will summon specifically Sigma from our deck, potentially with Revenge. The one downside to this card is that Sigma will be placed in a random zone, meaning this is a great card to put on pressure, but will often fail to save us when we need a blocker. Our one other card to get us to Sigma is Bombast, which searches one card with an MP cost of 5 or less. This is much better than Gathering Souls, because it can search Sigma the first time we use him, but can also search the one other unit we play, Killer Bee Strike Cammy. Other than Sigma, this is our most important unit. Because we run almost exclusively actions, Cammy will always hit the field with 6 or 7 attack, and reaching Memory 7 is almost effortless. But even still, you will regularly need to play her before that to keep things going smoothly. Cammy is an essential backup plan to our strategy. Our one last combo piece is Bolt Reaver's Valor, which signals the end of the game anytime we use it, unless our opponent has removal. You can also play Doll's Memories if you like, but even Bolt Reavers is arguably unnecessary if we get everything else working. And this card is an instant win. The rest of our deck is entirely cards to help us find our combo or to protect our combo, first of which being Sibling Memories, which for 2 MP restores 6 life, and 3 Raging Duststorm, which for 1 MP grants our hero 1 shield. Both of these cards are essential for keeping us alive in what would otherwise be a very risky deck, but more importantly, they are activatable at any time, letting us draw another card. We also have 3 Curse Choice, which has the same purpose of letting us cycle a card for 1 MP, but will also mill 3 cards, letting us reach infinite Sigma even sooner. The last few cards we play all destroy Sigma to protect him from actions. We have 3 Selfish Predation, which sacrifices a unit to restore 7 life, Crossed Blades, which will sack to pop a unit, and our very last card is Gathering Evil, which grants Revenge and then sacrifices the unit. Altogether, we are playing 12 cards that destroy Sigma, which should protect us from any steals, seals, or whatever else our opponent has for us. We can even use Gathering Evil after Sigma is sealed to get us back in the game. Here's the deck QR for you, and with all that said, let's get into it. Game 1, we are up against Ada Wong Breakaway, which could mean lock purple, or halt, or just general good stuff. We will have to see. We open just about everything we need. We have 2 ways to find Sigma, as well as 2 ways to protect him. We'll start off with summon minions to summon our first Sigma from the deck, and our opponent will play Guns Blazing Megorchi. We'll get in for 2 damage and activate Possessing Malice, playing another Sigma right to the field. Our opponent gets in for 2 damage. We will do the same and activate our next Possessing Malice, getting the Sigma virus in effect. Our opponent activates Diplomacy of Love and we will activate Bombast, searching Cammy conveniently enough. We can search Sigma as soon as we charge 1 more AP. We'll activate Raging Dust Cloud to do just that, and activate our hero art, searching Sigma. We will play Sigma to block Guns Blazing Megorchi, and our opponent plays Devil Hunter Dante, which transforms into Devil Trigger Dante when they activate Memory Control. This gives Dante 2 more HP, making one of the most dangerous cards in Teppen even stronger. Thankfully, we have the ideal answer to him thanks to Cammy's anti-air, but since she only has 6 memory right now, we will activate Bombast to get her up to 7. We'll play Cammy down in front of Dante, but our opponent has the bounce for her. We at least do 7 damage and are able to heal 6 HP. Our opponent activates EMF Visualizer for no effect, but they are probably working towards X-Hunters. We'll start charging our MP back up for Cammy, and our opponent will activate Breakaway, returning Dante to their hand. We'll play Sigma in front of Megorchi and activate our hero art, searching another Sigma, which we will play in the middle row. Our opponent will play Dante in the bottom, getting in for a bit of damage, but we will block the next attack with our Cammy, getting in for 7. Now, all we have to do is activate Bolt Reaver's Valor, and with no response from our opponent, we confirm the comeback. Game 2, we are up against Zero Tenkuuha. This hero art has seen a significant boost in popularity following the buff to a certain purple legendary. Let's see just how strong it is. We'll start out with Summon Minions, summoning our first Sigma from deck, and our opponent will play Eastern Light Ayasu. This means they are also on a dual color deck. We'll activate Bombast, searching the only unit in our deck to hand, lowering her cost by 2. We'll get in for 2 damage, and our opponent will play Larry Butts. This will force us to target him with any valid action, including Possessing Malice. We'll play Cammy in front of Ayasu, and our opponent will use Blade Shattering Defense, hopefully to protect him, but without any memory, she will take him out in the next shot, getting in for 7 damage. We will use Selfish Predation to destroy our Sigma, putting him back in the deck, and our opponent uses the Doll's memories to destroy Cammy. We will activate Raging Dust Storm, and our opponent summons God's Gift Waka. This is the card that has revived their hero art. We'll activate Bombast, and our opponent will use Glare of Contempt to buff their Waka. He goes up to 4 attack, and we get Sigma to our hand. We will play Sigma in front of their Larry. We need to defeat him to get our Malice back online. Their Waka clears our shield and gets in for 4 damage, and they ascend for Maeda Keiji. We can finally activate Possessing Malice on our Sigma, which unfortunately triggers their Maeda twice, dealing us 6 damage. We'll play Sigma in front of their Waka, and thanks to Bringer of Nightmares, he is the perfect card to defeat them. Our opponent summons Choso Kave and we activate Sibling Memories. Our opponent responds with Glare of Contempt, which all but forces us to use Malice on Maeda. We'll take 5 damage in the process, but we heal 6 thanks to Sibling Memories. We'll activate Summon Minions, hoping to get another Sigma to the field, but our opponent has the negate. We'll activate Cursed Choice in response, and the chain will resolve. We'll activate Bringer of Nightmare to search another Sigma. We will play him down in front of Choso Kabe, but our opponent already has the Rising Sun, and all they have to do is make a sick tenkuuha play to finish us off. Let's move on to Game 3. Game 3, we are up against one of this season's first players to reach top 100. They are playing Oichi Despair. Let's see how our Blast from the Past does against the current Queen of Black. We'll activate Bombast to search ourselves a Sigma. Our opponent will play Gate and we will play Sigma in the middle lane. Our opponent will play Roxy across from him and we will activate Possessing Malice. Our opponent will use Dreadful Business, but they target the wrong unit and surrender. We take Game 3. Here we are again, and what? I think it counts. The video is not past 10 minutes. Game 3, we are up against Dante Devil Trigger, and I'm just taking what I can get at this point. We open a lot of the cards we like to see in our opening hand, and we'll start things off with Summon Minions, getting ourselves a Sigma. Our opponent will begin with Surgeis, lowering the cost of a card in their hand, and we will activate Possessing Malice, getting another Sigma in rotation. Both our units will do battle, and on the next hit both will be destroyed. Our opponent plays Colin, searching themselves a weakness, and we will activate Summon Minions, getting Sigma back to our field. Our opponent gets in a little damage, and they activate Calculated Guidance. Thankfully we drew Selfish Gradation, they have the negate, and we drew right into another. That could have been a real sticky situation. Our field is wide open, so we will use Bombast to search ourselves a Sigma. And we will also use our Hero Art to search another one. We will play both of those down, putting the pressure on our opponent, and they will activate another Steal, but we have Possessing Malice to protect our Sigma. With no follow-up, the pressure is on for our opponent. They activate Devil Triggers, protect themselves from 6 damage incoming, and we are able to charge our MP up for Cammy. If our opponent has no response to this, this could be lights out for them. We search another Sigma if they deal with any of ours on field. They will use Weakness on Cammy, and that gives us the perfect opportunity for Bolt Reaver's Valor. We get in for direct, and we finish them off, taking a convincing game 3. The deck is unstoppable! Here we are again, and okay, the deck is a blast, but it's not that strong. To make our combo work, we have to draw a critical mass of starters as well as insurance for our combo, and if we are ever shut down, we have no other way to play the game. Basically, every color has some way to completely shut us down, and even if everything works exactly as we plan, any halfway meta deck will still usually beat us before we reach Infinite Sigma. As far as matchups go, every color has some way to shut us down, but black has the fewest. As long as they are not on Incense of Doom, we should at least be able to play. Purple is one of our harder matchups because we have to look out for their steals as well as their bounces, but the amount of destroys we play should be able to protect our Sigma. Green is not as much of an issue because we should have more than enough ways to deal with seals. And our hardest matchup is easily Amaterasu GZI. Anytime we are up against them, we have to be very vigilant of our Sigma's HP, keeping him above 3 anytime they have their hero art, and even then they have cards like Blockaded Strike that can remove Sigma anyway. I recommend the deck to anybody who likes silly combo decks, as well as anybody who already has the cards. It's not going to climb your ladder that much. As for the next episode, let me know down below whether you would rather see a more traditional Bringer of Nightmares, or green-purple aggro. Please like the video if you liked the video, subscribe if you subscribed. Once again, I'm Sconchulus, and I will see you in the next one.